Hi guys, this is our chapter number 3. In this chapter, we are going to see SnowSQL. So first we'll start up with the configuration file, where this configuration file exists and what are the uses of this configuration file, how the configuration file will be used in real time. These are the points we are going to discuss in this class. So especially in this class, we are going to focus on configuration file. So basically, whenever you are trying to log in, you will be giving your Snowflake account name, user ID, and then it will ask for the password and you are entering the password. So if you use the configuration file, you don't need to provide the credentials manually every time you want to log in. And you may need to work with multiple Snowflake accounts. If you configure the Snowflake accounts and the credentials of those accounts in the configuration file, it will be very easy to switch from one account to another account. So first of all, where I can find the configuration file. On Windows, you can find the configuration file in your user profiles. So you can go to the C folder and then go to users and go to your user profile, and here you will see .snowsql. Double click on it and you will find the file here. So I am opening the file here and to see what exists in this file. This is where you can specify the default Snowflake account details. Okay, currently it is commented, so you need to uncomment and provide the information for this particular each item. And if you have one more account, what you need to do, you need to use this syntax connections, and then in place of example you need to specify your another Snowflake connection name. Nowadays many companies are maintaining multiple Snowflake accounts. Why? Because they don't want to keep everything in a single Snowflake account. For example, whatever the data which belongs to their organization, for that they want to maintain a separate Snowflake account. The data which they frequently share with other clients, other third parties, so that kind of data they want to maintain in another Snowflake account. Using this configuration file, we can define here multiple Snowflake accounts and their credentials, like how they are showing in the example. Likewise, you can create for as many as the accounts you have. Okay, so for now I'm just keeping 2 accounts, so one default account and 2 other connections. Here you can specify the variables. So in this class I'm not going to discuss about the variables, just keep this aside. So however, in the next class we are going to see about the variables. And then next, options. So even we are not going to discuss about the options in this session. So in the next session we are going to discuss about the options. And in these 2 sections we are specifying the path of the files where Snowflake CLI writes the logs. In this session we can specify the level of detail of the log can be specified, and timing of SQL statements and table rendering. So here is the place where you can specify whether you need the elapsed time of your statements to be appear in the result or not. And in this section you can specify how should be your result output. Snowflake CLI allows following output formats: in a grid format, in a pipe delimited result format, or in tab separated values. And in this section you can specify the key binding. So on Windows, generally Snowflake uses Emacs mode. So if you write a SQL statement, if you say Control A, in that SQL statement control will go to the beginning of the query, and when you say Control E, it will go to the end of your query. About these 2 sessions, system administrator will take care. And in the configuration file, they have given the repository base URL, meaning this is the path from where SnowSQL automatically upgrade itself. So we have a parameter whether you want automatically upgrade your Snowflake CLI or not. To work with configuration file, let's jump on to our command prompt. So this is my command prompt. I want to log into my account. So now what I'm doing, so we need to say SnowSQL and -a for account. My account number is, and my username, and then it will ask for the password. Okay, now I logged in. So do you know like why these two warnings are coming? Because we did not set the path for Snowflake CLI logging. So how to do that? Let's go to configuration file. So here is the place. So here we need to provide the path where you want to keep this file. So generally we will keep in our SnowSQL directory. So let's copy this and place and remove this comment. Go back to command prompt and see, this time it should not give the warnings. Yes. To exit from SnowSQL, we need to type the following command. Okay, now let's configure our default account settings. Remove this account name and remove this region. We don't need region to be specified because it is part of our account name, and username and password I don't want to give. That's it. Let me give the account name. Account name and username FKPAI. So that's all. Let's save the configuration file again. Let's try to log in SnowSQL. This time I don't need to specify anything. That's all. It will pick the default account details from there, but it just asked me for the password. Now think that we have another Snowflake account that we are maintaining for digital marketing. So what I should do, in the place of example, say digital marketing. This is my connection name. And what is the Snowflake account name? So since I don't have another account, I am giving the same account name here. And this is my username. And the password, I want to give this on the fly. Save. Now try to log in into the digital marketing account this time. SnowSQL and say -c digital marketing. Now we are logged into digital marketing account. Think that we have one more account. You want to switch from one account to another account. Now let's see how can we do that using the configuration file. So I am specifying one more connection here. So to differentiate, for example, I am copying this role name here and I am keeping here. So say this is here role name account admin, and to differentiate these two accounts, to have the difference between these two accounts, so I am giving another name to this connection as sysadmin. So I am giving here role name sysadmin. So let's save the configuration file. Go back to your command prompt. So let's exit. Okay. Now I want to log in into the main account. Now let's log in into the main account. So what should I say? SnowSQL. I logged into main account. From here, I want to log in into the digital marketing connection. So in that case, what we can do, we can use a command called connect, and we need to specify the connection name, digital marketing. Enter. It will ask for the password. Give the password, and to confirm whether we logged into digital marketing account or not, just say select current role. See, account admin. Now I want to log in. Now I want to connect to the another connection. That is, we have created, for example, digital marketing underscore sysadmin. Okay, let's type this command here. Connect and say digital marketing underscore sysadmin. Now to confirm whether we are in digital marketing sysadmin account or not, just type the same command. This time it should show sysadmin. Yes. So this is how, using configuration file, we can configure our login credentials. We can configure the account details and the usernames there. And since this is YouTube video, I am not keeping the password there, but in real time, we will enter the password also, so that it will be easy for me to work with the SnowSQL. Now to come back from each account, you can say exit. So now if you say like current role, it will show account admin, how you logged in. So in the similar way, you will be exiting. So you are exited from this account. Now exit again. You will come to the main account. And then if you exit, you will be quitting from SnowSQL prompt. Let's see now how the configuration file works in real time. So generally we have the ETL server, right, where we keep our log files, our script files, our output directories. Okay. So in that server, system admin configures this configuration file, and this is protected because it carries the passwords of the production user, which we use to run our ETL scripts daily. Now you know how to configure your credentials in the configuration file. You may need to work with multiple Snowflake accounts. Yes. Now you are aware like how you can configure multiple Snowflake accounts in a configuration file, so that you can switch from one account to another account on the SnowSQL prompt. Now helpful when you want to run the ad hoc scripts. So this to be covered now. So think that I have a SQL script I want to run on the command prompt. To do that, this is the command SnowSQL -c. It tells about which connection you want to work with. and then -c, here you need to specify your SQL script file name. -o, this specifies what format of output you want. So I want CSV format file, and you can specify here greater than symbol to have the log file generated for your script. Okay, let's go and run this command on the command prompt. Okay, before going to there, let's see like what is written in this particular script. Then go back to your prompt. Now this is saying password is empty. Let me configure my password also in the configuration file so that it will not give this issue again. Since I am doing this on YouTube, I don't want to provide the password in public.